Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host El Young, and we are here with John and Alessio. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
My
How is
pleasure.
it?
Yeah, cool. So, guys, could you introduce yourselves and what you do within District 13?
I'm John, and I'm the singer and guitarist. And yeah, we've been a three-piece for quite a few years. So yeah, we've done lots of shows and got a couple of albums out, and we got a new single that's just been put out now.
Cool. Alessio?
Yes, my name is Alessio. I play the bass for District 13. I joined the band 1 year ago, more or less. I do the back vocals, and we're working on new music. New music. We just released this new song, which is incredible. And so go and listen to it.
Cool. So let's dive into some questions. As kids, what were you listening to?
What did you say?
As kids, what were you listening to?
Oh, as kids, I guess the band that first got me to play guitar was Nirvana. And then, from Nirvana, it went into, big love of classic rock music in general. Stuff like Black Sabbath, The Doors, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, a lot of stuff like this. And also some stuff like Korn and new metal music. But just generally a lot of rock oriented music was always my favorite. But even stuff that's more like some of the indie music and stuff that came out, I would listen to some of that
too. Cool.
Yeah, me. I started playing bass, listening to punk hardcore and melodic punk. So that's my type of music. But then I spaced and I changed and I played as well different type of music like indie, Brit rock, and pop. So I like music in general, especially melodic music. So melodic punk hardcore. Yeah.
Cool. Who actually got you into sort of like listening to music? Was it like parents or a sibling, or was it sort of like a journey of self-discovery?
It's kind of a combination, really. My parents would listen to. My granddad was a conductor, so there was like a classical element. So classical music I would like, and I'd play piano and stuff. And my mum would listen to stuff like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and a lot of 60s stuff. And then at school, I'd say like a lot of the new metal had kind of got big, which first exposed me. But I think it was just watching music channels and that really got me. I mean, what made me want to buy a guitar and get more obsessed was probably first seeing when I saw Nirvana on the music channels, and that made me, even though Kurt Cobain was long dead, I wanted to start to play guitar, and that just got my obsession initially, I guess, into music to then listen to loads of other things.
Cool.
Yeah, for me at the very beginning, when I was a kid, my family introduced me to like Italian popular music, but there are just a few singers and artists from Italy that I appreciate right now. And then when I was like 14, 15 years old, my cousin introduced me to punk. And then the reason why I started playing bass guitar as well, I started playing with him. And yes, I went into Green Day, Blink 182, and yeah, that's how it started. So mainly thanks to my cousin, and that I listen to music that I play, that I like to play, and I'm listening right now. So yeah.
Cool. So out of all the bands that you've listened to over the years, who was your main influence? I know, John, you said Nirvana was your main influence, but was there any other influences to say, I want to do this, I want to get on stage and play live?
Well, I think say with them, I guess what I liked a lot was quite raw music, is the idea of just, guitar bass, drums, 3-piece type thing. And I guess what my attraction to a lot of the older music is it's a bit more honest in its recording. So like Black Sabbath is another one, because you really just sort of hear the guitar, the bass, the drums. It doesn't sound like overly produced in that manner. So I liked a lot of this stuff. Not saying I didn't like music that came out at the time, but I guess that's the stuff that seemed to make me want to play more, and it seemed more achievable because it's not more. It seemed more like honest and something you could do in a way when you start to learn the riffs and stuff like this. So.
Cool.
Yeah, great inspiration for me was a band from California, No Use for a Name. The singer passed away 12 years ago. And I really love, and Bad Religion as well, and No Facts, but mostly I prefer new music, let's say from 2000, 2002, from Bad Religion. They changed from like proper punk, they changed for like more melodic and hardcore version of punk. So my biggest inspiration was No Use for a Name. And yeah, I always dreamed about having my band playing that kind of music, but always been like a, I don't know, kind of barrier to achieve my dream. I remember when I was like 20, 22, I started my own band with my friends, and we weren't able to carry on. But at least I've tried. We played for a few months, punk hardcore, proper punk hardcore, and then that's it. The band vanished. But I'm happy to play with District 13. I found myself in the right spot at the right moment.
Cool. So, excuse me. I'll just get my notes up again. One. So, were you in any bands prior, either creating or joining District 13?
Yeah, I've been in bands since I was a teenager, and like many ups and downs. Even teenager playing in one where we supported some super group that had members from Whitesnake and stuff in. I don't remember the name, but it was in the Wolfram Hall in Wolverhampton. So it was like a couple of thousand maybe. That felt really good at the time. And then I was in a band called Romance for quite a few years, which we toured quite a lot. I would describe it as a bit more like I was just lead guitar for that. I wasn't singing, but it was a bit more like Billy Idol, I would say, direction, or The Cult. Singer was really good. That one we were signed to Universal, in fact. We were on the Fiction Records. So so that was quite a thing. But yeah, it was when the music industry was, apparently they stopped funding Fiction to take on new bands. So we had the album recorded, but it didn't actually then get released, even though they'd put us on tours and stuff like this. So unfortunately, that didn't work out. And then I was in another project with a guy who was a music. He was a producer, but he also did music videos as well, and it was like a very industrial type of style thing. It was all self-produced, but and then District 13 was our original bassist, and the drummer Ace they were in another band, and then they were looking to start a new band, and they auditioned people to be singer, guitarist, and I was the last one in that day. And I remember we did a cover of Learn to Fly and Hey Joe, Jimi Hendrix, and they decided to start working with me. So
cool.
And then let's see.
Yeah, no, go on.
No, you go.
Yeah, I had a lot of bands in the past. My very first band was a cover band from Green Day. I was 16, and I had probably remember that probably was the coolest gig I had in my life. After opening for Judas Priest, of course. We played cover night. It was one band playing Blink-182 and my band playing Green Day. Like they used to do I don't remember the name of the tour. They used to play together, punk rock or something like that. So it was really cool. The venue was packed. Well, after that, I started playing like original music, as I mentioned before, with space from Brit rock, like the Jam, Paul Weller, and the Strokes, Arctic Monkeys. So original music inspired by all of these bands. And yeah, I have plenty of bands, so it's difficult to remember them all. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Cool. So what has the band been? What has District 13 been up to, especially in the last 12 months?
In the last 12 months, well, I guess that would fit into it. Last July last year, we got the support stop for Judas Priest. So that was amazing. That you can see on YouTube, the full concert. We recorded it, professionally recorded it. And then we were playing lots more shows. We did some in the UK, like we travelled out of London to Nottingham, Reading. We did a few shows, and then that went into January as well. But then in beginning of February, I fractured my leg, so it basically put us on hold. So we've got 3 songs recorded and many more in the works. So one we've just put out last Friday called River Runs Dry. And then we've got another 2, which are actually heavy. The one we put out is more, how to describe it? I originally came up with the idea on an acoustic guitar, doing more like almost like a folky type song. And then I decided to make it heavy. And so I actually wrote it more in that sort of way, raise the keys, so I'm more belting it and stuff, and turned it into this song. And we got another 2 in the pipeline. They're got a bit more new metal influence actually. And the one of them we're planning to we're collaborating with a rapper just as an experiment, just as a collaboration. He's going to rap on the verse, and I've got singing the chorus, like a rock sort of style chorus.
Cool. We've got a couple of questions from the chat here. Aussie Ann 2025. She asks, any tours planned, and if so, where?
Good question. Yeah, we have some shows only in the UK currently booked, which they are all on our website. We've been on a bit of a break, so September is our first show. That will be our first show since January. So we're playing at. In November, we're supporting Steelheart. They're an 80s band, and that's at Vampires Ball. It's in Great Yarmouth. We're playing in Southampton in September at Suburbia. That's on the 5th of September. Nottingham, Hell of a Bash. That's on the 6th of September. Hard Rock, Hell, that's the festival in Great Yarmouth. That's in November. And then we are playing in London on the Cart and Horses. That's birthplace of Iron Maiden on the 13th of December. And then 17th of January, we got Giants of Rock, which is Minehead. So that's another festival. That's currently on the line. We're going to be putting more through. It's just it was hard to tell the recovery with me because I was unable. I was on crutches for ages, so I'm only just beginning to be able to walk again. So now we can start to look for shows.
Yeah, cool. Tony Music Ribeiro has said, my wife has seen them down in London. I think they are from London. Yes, they are, Tony. And she says, my wife has seen them. He also said, she and her sister were at Suburbia. Suburbia.
So that's in Reading, right? Probably. Yeah, could have been that. We played when did we play that? It was last November, I think, or October or November, October maybe. But yeah, we played there, and that's when we went up to Nottingham. We did it was like a weekend tour, is what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, come along if you're come to the next one at Suburbia if you're local to there.
Cool. Lisaboo has said, "Oh no, hope your leg has healed. Well, John."
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long process, I have to say. Never broken anything before, and it's I hope I never do again.
It was a good start. Yes, perfect starting point.
Yeah.
And perfect timing as well. Perfect timing as well.
No, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have happened like before the Judas Priest gig or something.
But, yeah. And Lisaboo also asked the question: how did you pick the band's name?
That was Asen. Ace. He picked it because it's always hard to think of band names, and he got it from the Hunger Games, which I haven't actually watched, and I really should watch it. But apparently, District 13 in that movie is the district that's most likely to create a rebellion against the system. Is basically what he decided that would be a cool name. So yeah, I need to watch the movie still then.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you for the question, Lisa, and Ozzy, and the comment from Tony as well. You've mentioned the River Runs Dry single, and that came out last week, wasn't it?
It was on Friday. Yeah.
So could you tell us like the sort of like the meaning, the meaning behind it, the sort of like how you actually came up with the actual song, so to speak?
Well, it was weirdly, I've been listening to a lot of Bob Dylan, so I do have like a lot of old influence. I'd listened to a lot of it, and I was just I was playing one of his songs, A Hard Rain, I think it was. I was just strumming the Gonna Fall. I was playing it on the guitar, just strumming, and then I started to think about that rhythm of being in a count of three. And I started then strumming some chords, thinking I like this sort of rhythm, and I started sort of singing melodies over it, and then lyrics. I just had this ideas really just. It's sort of like don't leave things too late. I mean, it's kind of a mix of messages. I think in a way it's sort of like people always wanting more and never being able to feel content in where they are, and they keep wanting more, but they never sort of achieve what they're looking for. Almost they just don't find the happiness in the moment, I guess, is what it is, and that's what the song is really about. And it's just influenced by mixture of things, people I see, or even things with me, personal things, various things. It's you're always looking at. It's always good to look ahead, but you're never feeling like you're quite at the point you want to be, I guess. And I doing it on the acoustic guitar. It was then transferring it with the drums and stuff, and it was just then it was cool because it was like it was doing more three counts on the guitar, but then the drums was doing a more 12/8 type of feel. It had this type of it's like polyrhythm sort of sound, but I found it quite hypnotic. And then that melodies were. I tried to write melodies that were quite melodic, so not just like screaming 2 or 3 notes, but having a few more notes and having this melody that runs that's quite repetitive in a sense in the verse of the melody, but it tries to make it kind of hypnotizing at the same time. So, and then Alessio, he came and added his bass and ideas to the song, and we got it. We recorded it. Well, it was the first way we recorded it. Well, I mean, I recorded the vocals here, and Alessio recorded the bass and the guitars, and Ace recorded the drums in another studio. And then we gave it to Jay Ruston to mix and master, and he's quite a big producer in Los Angeles. He's worked with some really big artists like Corey Taylor and Steel Panther, a whole lot of quite big names anyway. So he's done really happy with the mix he's managed to do. It's created a really warm sound. The guitars, I'm really happy with the sound of it and everything. So
cool. Yeah. So the two other songs that you've written, when have you got an idea of when they are coming out?
So when will they be released?
Yeah.
Well, we're currently in the process with the rapper at the moment. We're getting the track. We've recorded all our parts, and they are being mixed. So we all have the track back, but then we're still deciding which rapper to go with. So we need to get a rapper on this track. We have someone very much in mind, but we're still finalising it. So that's probably going to be the next one, which we're hoping to release probably September, maybe, or around September, and then we should have another one out maybe maybe a few weeks later. We'll probably have the final one. The final one, everything's been recorded. It's that one's. I mean, with District 13, I've always described it as a cross. On our website, it says a cross, like as if Ramones met Black Sabbath. It's really trying to combine elements of a lot of metal, but punk as well at the same time combined. So some songs lean a bit more in the punk direction. River Runs Dry, although I said it was influenced by Bob Dylan, I would say it has a more like slightly rocked, punked version of that. And then these other two, I'd say, are a bit more on the metal. Like the final one we'll put out, which is called When It All Comes Back to You, is very like heavy drop D riffing going on in it.
Cool. Yeah. So, have you got any plans on releasing any merchandise for the singles?
I don't know for the singles. I mean, we've got a bit of merch out. We're planning. We have another logo that we've had. We have our main logo, but we've got this other design with our logo, and it has this other kind of like skull pattern but the way it's shaped almost slightly looks like a butterfly. It's quite an interesting design that a friend of mine did a while ago. So we're looking to get some T-shirts made out of that, and then also the second album, which we did put out probably like 2 years ago. We still want to put that album cover. I know it's a bit late in the day, but the album cover is quite a cool, very cool design. So that one as well. But in terms of the single, there's not been any thought just yet of putting any exact merch out for River Runs Dry, but possibly for the collaboration with a rapper, that might be something we would consider, I think.
Cool. So the three songs that you've that you've released and going to release, is that going to be part of an EP or even an album, or is it just going to be purely singles?
Well, the thing is, we've put whole albums out before. Both the two albums we put out were put out as full albums, and then we released singles off the album. But I think just to do with like Spotify and things, it seems better to have regular releases. So we have a lot more songs in the pipeline that we're working on, and these songs we still need to get those actually mixed and mastered, but there's still a lot of the parts are being recorded and stuff. So we would keep releasing singles just more to do with the way it works with Spotify and algorithm and stuff, and then pile them into a collection once they're done. I'm not sure, because as I say, sometimes our songs can be slightly different directions. I'm not sure if I maybe would center like some of the songs that would end up on one EP and on others on another EP, just to select the mood of those particular ones, because some tend to take I would say a slightly more metal mood, and some take a more punkish rock sort of vibe. So yeah, I'd say probably that would be most likely what I would think to do.
Cool. Now, sort of by sticking on the merchandise, is there any talks or plans on putting your music onto vinyl?
Yeah, I mean that's something I like to do. It's a lot more expensive, but I think it's definitely worthwhile because we did get CDs done of the 2 albums, and we do sell some CDs. But people, I mean, now most people just don't even have any system to play CDs, and vinyl, at least there's that growing market, and I just think it's overall it's the best sort of work of art, really. It's having a vinyl, the cover, and having this is I would prefer. So yeah, I would like to get the first 2 albums on a vinyl. I wouldn't consider doing like a mini vinyl just for the singles or anything like that, but maybe if when they're placed into a collection, then yes. I mean, I've got a vinyl player at home, and lots of vinyls, so it's definitely something I would want.
I'm gonna add something related to the tour, the question about the tour and the merch. We are in the process of organizing probably some gigs, a tour in October, something that we are working on, and that might be a good occasion to release new merch and maybe something cool like vinyl. So let's see. Stay tuned for big news. Yeah.
Cool. So, I know you just mentioned that you're doing some tour dates later in the year. If that's sort of like your success, and and this is my sort of like my main question is if you've got the finances all sorted, you've got everything is aligned. Would you sort of like do like a European tour, or go down to Australia or over to Canada to tour?
I mean, I would love to, Europe, yeah. I mean, I would love to. It's all, financially putting out. I mean, Australia, I mean, yeah, but that would be quite a big one. I would love to do it though. I think Europe at the moment is more likely. It's just the financing and thing. We are potentially doing some tour dates. Actually, I did forget to mention that's still being finalised. Ace has been organising this. It's an Austrian band, but that's going to be, they're coming to the UK. I think one of them is.
Yeah, that's one that I was referring to. Yeah, it's something we're working on for October probably. Yeah, sorry, John.
So I can't remember. Do you remember what the name of the band?
Should be Mother's Cake.
Yeah, Mother's Cave. That was it. Yeah. They're a little bit. They're pretty cool. Though I would describe it as a bit. It's quite funky, almost a bit of Chili Peppers in the back, sort of the sound of them. But we're more, definitely a bit more metal, I would say, than them. But it should be a good tour, and we're working just currently on a few dates with them.
Cool. So, where can people find you on social media? Just to say, I want to keep up to date with the band.
Well, you can. If you just search District 13 Band, I mean, we'll come up, and you'll see Facebook, the web page, which also has links to the social medias, Instagram. Just District 13 Band. You'll find it. But web page is district13band.com.
Cool. So, guys, if you've got any more questions in the chat there, please ask away. We're going to be starting to wrap up in the next 5-10 minutes or so. So, any advice for people who want to become a musician, whether for themselves or they might want to go down like sort of like a commercial route, like releasing singles and stuff like that?
I think you got to love it. I guess is the main thing. But yeah, I guess it's being prepared with all the other stuff. I guess if you're just doing it for fun, then it's just love, the love of music. If you're doing it down like releasing singles, it's I guess it's an ever changing game of how it works, and it's obviously a completely different model to to the old history of, you know, music from the 50s to the early 2000s. It's a different game, I guess, the internet. So it's you really have to be not just the artist, but you've got to be like the man. You know, you may find a manager, but you've got to do all of the stuff really. So particularly in the beginning. So and with you're not going to find, you know, be there hoping to get a record deal that's funds your living. So you're going to be working a job and doing music. So you've got to really love it, I guess, is the main thing.
Cool. Lucio, any advice?
Well, yeah, I think everything starts as a let's say hobby. You might get fun playing, enjoying it, and then it might turn into recording just step by step, not rushing anything. And yes, as John mentioned, it's as hard. It's not easy at all. You have to combine your let's say working life with all of the other projects, and the music is one of these. And nothing is easy, nothing is coming to you like easily. You have to work hard. But yeah, if you enjoy it, if you want to try something exciting, something really satisfactory, yeah, my advice is to start. For people who are really new to music, always advise to have at least a guitar and start playing their favorite songs. That's what happened with me. If you start playing punk or pop music, if you are talent, if you have talent, you can combine these two things and make it like really smooth without rushing anything. So yeah, just start having fun, and then yeah, step by step, build something more cool, like projects, recording, releasing music, and playing live. Yeah.
Cool. Sound advice there. So we're going to start wrapping things up. So have you got any final words before we go?
No, it's been fun chatting to you. Anyone who has been listening, I'd like you to appreciate if you check out the music. We've really worked hard with it, and I think if you're a fan of rock metal, it's something you could enjoy. And keep checking on our website if you want to come and see us. You'll see any dates or follow us on social media. And please check out the new single "River Runs Dry."
Yeah, cool. Lisaboo says thank you, John and Alessio, for coming on.
Thanks to you.
Tony has said thanks, John and Alessio. Good luck with the band. So looks like you've got a couple of new followers there. So
that's great, brilliant.
So, John, Alessio, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a total pleasure. And guys, in the chat, if you haven't checked them out or you haven't checked District 13 out, please do. I'll put all the links in the description there. And go check them out. And John, Alessio, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and hope to talk to you again any soon.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you all later.
See you later. Bye.
Yep.